free this weekend. Some have already seen yesterday, some are watching tonight. I'll be watching it. I'll be checking it out tomorrow, and there are lots of people this weekend. It's almost as if this is Black Panther weekend, Tracy.
It is, it's like a celebration. And there have been some criticisms, connected with this, but I see it as a positive. We heard that the Academy Award winning actress, Octavia Spencer, she rented out an entire movie theater so, kids could see the movie. Locally, Jamel Hill, who's with ESPN, she provided 200 tickets, for students to see the film. And I'm going to go check it out today, quite frankly. I can't wait. I couldn't see it last night, but I know people that did see it last night.
Me?
And, Sam, you saw it. And what would you give it on a scale of...
Don't give me too much, Sam.
No,
I haven't said a word. I've never done any
But would you
spoiling.
give it an A, B, C, or D, or
No,
what?
no, no, no. I would give it 4 out of 4 stars because
Okay,
of
great.
the very positive nature.
Okay.
Now, I didn't, find the meaning to life in it or anything. Wasn't looking for that. But, when you hear a Jesse Jackson stand up in a high school auditorium and say, I am somebody, telling folks that they are somebody, to build up collective self-esteem, this film certainly did that and does
great.
that. I'll just leave it at that. And again, the rhinoceros is a stone freak.
Wow. Well, you heard one cut from the film. That second piece that was played, that's Pray for Me by Kendrick Lamar, the Grammy Award-winning artist, and The Weeknd, who's also a Grammy Award-winning artist. And the first piece is by Shakira. And I don't know if that's in the film, but I love it anyway.
Really?
Is the first piece
I
from the
don't
one
think
that you
so.
gave the one?
No, that's not.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
I played that because that song is titled Waka Waka.
And it's a happy
That's
song.
really Bangladesh, a Serbic wit. It's a Serbic wit. I gotta say that.
I
A
like
Serbic
it.
is a good
Even
word.
though it's not in the movie.
Right. It's not in the movie. We're just trying to get people excited
Hey,
about
but
it.
speaking
But
of
I'm getting some
excitement,
text already. People like the fact that we played that.
yeah, that's cool. Now, speaking of excitement, there's something big happening on Monday, on
Right.
President's Day. What's
That's
going
right. We're going to no. We're not in the green room. We're still live on the air, fellas. Well, no, gentleman and gentle lady. How about
on?
that?
It's on there. Yeah.
On Monday, it's February 19th, 6 p.m., the gubernatorial town hall on poverty and economic inequality in Detroit. We have all the 4 candidates running for governor on the Democratic ticket. Gretchen Whitmer, Sri Tanida, Bill Cobbs, and Abdul El Sayed will meet at Martin Luther King High School Monday evening to debate, to talk about poverty and economic inequality in a town hall setting. We've had hundreds of people about it, VP for it. I mean, you can go to Eventbrite and there's still some seats left, not every seat, but some seats are still left. If you can capture those seats, go to Eventbrite, type Democratic Gubernatorial Town Hall Detroit, and the information will come up. And I definitely look forward to that evening. We will have a lot of things that evening. The candidates will answer questions from the audience about poverty, economic inequality in Detroit. Sam, this is the first of its kind. I've been saying that these candidates have been in Detroit. They've, but look, this is the first of its kind that we're putting this kind of, having them in a room to talk about this issue. In
It's
fact,
really historic, isn't it?
Yeah.
To focus the town hall on poverty, an issue that has plagued the city of Detroit for some time now and really hasn't gotten the type of address or redress from the leadership. And that's my personal view. But, if someone wants to submit a question, can they do it?
yeah, they can submit a question by emailing mielections2018@gmail.com. But let me read I got an email quickly right now as we speak from Sri Tanida's campaign,
Cool.
from a campaign director saying we're looking forward to a great discussion that is on Monday. And they were even saying, do you care if we Facebook Live the event? This is from Sri Tanida's
Okay,
campaign.
cool.
No, I mean, if they've got the technology and they don't interfere with the program, why not?
Right, no question.
But
But
this,
30 seconds to register people. It'll take you
Right.
less than 30 seconds online to register. I did it. Bankerlay's done it.
Exactly.
Attorney Tracy Martin's done it. You do it.
That's
well,
right.
that's a great commercial for the gubernatorial town hall on poverty. And so this event, is it also going to be live streaming,
We
Bankley?
plan to live. That's right. We plan to live stream it on Facebook, but we want people to come though, and I'm sure the
absolutely.
campaigns will also live stream it on Facebook as well, and let their folks know. And
Hey, listen, I attended the first town hall on poverty that occurred during the mayoral election in 2017. And, if this event is going to generate the type of response that at that event did, it's going to be standing room only. And you
Yeah.
said, what, 700, over 700 people
Over 700
RSVP'd?
people as RSVP'd.
Wow.
And the
Okay.
last event, we had 400 people
Oh
registered.
yeah, I was there. It was packed.
And 200 people showed up who did not register.
Wow. At the door.
So, yeah, at the door.
Day
So
of,
we expect
okay.
a lot of people to show up here. But the other thing to this, though, this town hall being held at Martin Luther King High School, named after Dr. King, Tracy and Sam, is being held one under the legacy and the shadow of Dr. King.
Yeah.
And the candidates
yeah.
come in understand that. So I hope, I hope people don't read this in the wrong way, but I hope that they will read some of Dr. King's speeches before they come to that, town hall.
That would be
And,
great.
you
That
know,
would be. I mean, you have to. It's almost a must.
Exactly. Before they come to that town hall, because we're doing this under the shadow of King. King talked about the other America. In fact, the doors open at 4:45, and when you come in, when you walk into that auditorium, you'll hear the voice of King echoing loud in that auditorium. His speech at Stanford University in 1967, a week before he gave the Vietnam speech at Riverside Church in New
Oh,
York. So
wow.
you will hear the voice of King in the auditorium as you walk in that
Right.
evening, Monday evening.
The other thing is the physical location of it. I work out on the King track year round, and right across the street, down the street, are the King Estates, where income is not that stellar, quite frankly. Yet, across from Jefferson, you've got these new high-end rental units
Quite
going
a
on.
contrast.
You have Lafayette Park.
Right.
You're in the shadow of downtown Detroit and the stadium and basketball arenas and whatnot.
That's really the
So-
tale of two Detroits. I
Yeah,
mean,
you're right there. It
Right.
is. It is. It
The
is.
contrast. I represented a client, was one of my most high profile cases, Michelle Blair, who was known nationally as Freezer Mom.
Oh, yeah.
And, she
Oh,
lived
that's
in the
right.
Martin
Yeah,
I
Luther
remember
King
that.
Estates, and that was one of the most horrific cases that I've ever had, in
The
juvenile
bodies
court.
were in the freezer back
Yes, they
Yeah.
were. And
Yeah.
oh my goodness, so, but back to this gubernatorial town hall debate, on poverty.
We have Nikolai
What's it-
Vidi.
Oh, he's giving the
Yeah.
opening remarks?
Yes, the general
Okay.
superintendent, Nikolai Vidi, is giving the welcome remarks.
And there's going to be a lot of pomp and circumstance, right?
Oh, there is a lot of pomps and circumstance. Not pageantry, but pomp and circumstance.
Yeah. Thank you for clearing that up. I
Exactly.
appreciate that.
Oh, no,
Okay.
We keep it real. We keep it real. Not pageantry, but pomp and circumstance. So Nikolai Vidi, let me start. Reverend Lawrence Steve Foster, the senior
Oh.
pastor at Calvary, whom I give credit because last year during the mayor's race, he was courageous, brave enough to
Yes.
open his church for us to have the debate, even though one candidate showed up.
Only
he
one
came,
candidate, folks.
But he opened his church and availed, said, look, brothers, whatever you need, provided the church resource and just said, you're welcome to have any event at this
Well,
church.
it's history. That minister's history is very interesting.
No question. And, I didn't know that Lawrence Calvary was the home of Joe Louis.
Oh,
Church
yes.
of Joe Louis, Alma Henderson, and you name it. Lot of luminaries in the city of Detroit. But Reverend Foster is given the invocation Monday evening at Martin Luther King High School. Then we have Nikolai Vidi, who expressed strong interest in this event. And when I extended an invitation to him to give welcome remarks, his response was, it will be my honor.
But
I'm not going to say what he's going to talk about, but he's bringing a message that evening at the town hall.
well, again, we've had Nikolai Viti at our National Action Network meetings now twice. And the one thing that has impressed me about this guy is that I've never heard a superintendent of schools in Detroit dialogue about systemic racism and poverty the way that he has. So it's an appropriate forum
Yeah.
for this superintendent of schools.
No question. And then we have the Plymouth United Church of Christ, their Renaissance choir,
Oh,
if you
wow.
will.
Fantastic.
They're renowned choir, respected, and of course we all know Plymouth United Church of Christ here on East Warren. Reverend Nick Hood III as the senior pastor, who of course comes from a trajectory of a civil rights background
Yes.
in terms of his father, Reverend Nick Hood Sr., who was one of the signatories at the founding of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference in New Orleans. A lot of history here.
Well, and even
And really that church helped to, I guess, put into action this entire concept of liberation
that's
theology.
what I was getting ready to say. The Reverend Nick Hood comes from a school of liberation theology, and it's just a great combination that you put together, Bankole, quite frankly.
Right. And so
And the mayor, you think the mayor will come? Will he send a representative?
I can't answer that question, sir.
Well, I think it's very interesting.
You see the mayor more than I do, so.
Well, actually, I don't, but
Well, you know, that's an interesting
but
point.
let me finish. This.
Okay,
Let me
okay.
finish.
What else is going? Yo, there's more to
No,
come, folks.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. But Plymouth United Church of Christ Renaissance Choir will sing the national anthem.
Wow.
They will sing the
Okay.
black anthem, James Wilder
Let
Johnson.
every voice
Yeah,
sing.
and then they'll end it up with the Battle Hymn of the Republic
Wow.
before we go into the forum.
You know, we really need to have a couple of 2 or 3 digital cameras there.
Oh, we
because
have
this
that.
could be a good, this could be
Oh,
a
yeah.
good thing to record
Oh,
and show later.
it'll be recorded.
Yeah,
It'll be
good, very
It'll be
good.
recorded. Well, let me, if I give you a shout out here, Emmy Award-winning TV producer Tony Martley
Oh,
was a long time celebrated producer at public TV.
Oh, yeah.
I work with
I
Tony
know
Marley.
Tony,
and
and
Tony
Tony is gonna capture it in video.
Good.
So,
Oh,
so
great.
Tony, you're listening. A shout out here.
My man.
He's a good brother.
Great.
So,
Yeah,
so
I think
we're all
it's
set
interesting
for
timing.
Monday.
All right. Interesting timing because the gubernatorial town hall in Poverty is happening on President's Day on February the
that's
19th.
interesting. Yeah,
And,
President's Day.
you know, it's Black History Month, folks.
Black History Month. And it's
and-
a weekend after we've seen Black Panther.
Well, you know, because
Yeah.
it's President's Day, it's still, you know,
Is
with
that a
this
long
extended
strike to make a
weekend.
connection?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't think
It's
so.
all connected. Believe me, the release was set for this month.
Yes, it was by design. And then we have the State of the City address for the city of Detroit
That's coming up next month.
on March the 6th. So I
Right.
do hope even if the Honorable Michael E. Duggan does not appear in the House at this gubernatorial town hall in Poverty, I hope that he either sends his representatives or he's listening, you know, because we're going to be talking about some very interesting and relevant issues. You know, one of them is income inequality. You know, I want to hear what the candidates have to say about that. You know, Michigan is.
Aside from people
Yeah.
who, no, I think you're making some very important points. Aside from people who have RSVP, I mean, there's some local elected officials actually that contacted me through
Oh,
Facebook,
really?
Sam, like Kathy Garrett, the Wayne County Clerk.
Okay.
This was weeks ago. She said, I want to RSVP for 5 people. So,
Cool.
there are people that, you know, I mean, they're
Oh, how many tickets can you get to, by the way?
You get up to 10 when you go
Okay.
on Eventbrite.
Cool.
Okay. But no, I just think it's great that the event is taking place. Hopefully we'll have substantive follow-up.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll hold
Yes.
their feet to the fire, those
Yes.
candidates that say where they are on this poverty issue.
Right.
But I hope we don't run into not even one that are going to denial about the reality that there are 2 Detroits at a minimum.
Well, if they deny it, then they're basically telling us who they are.
Well,
Yes. And that they don't want the
We'll
governorship.
get to talk about it on the show here the next day.
yeah. And you know, the mayor told us who he was. He got reelected.
Let's
Well, it was some of the electorate because they elected him. Okay.
All right. I think Sam Riddle have a special guest on the line. Terrence, question or comment?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
Hey, I want to ask your opinion on that Opie the Panther, man.
Hold on, you gotta turn something down because too much air. I know you're driving. It sounds like you're driving, but you gotta turn down something or put your window, roll your window up.
Well, thanks for letting you on, man. I call you at the same time every day. You know? Hello?
You got a big
We're
fan
on.
there. And
Okay.
Terrence.
Well, first, Sam Riddle, I'm trying to talk to Bakeley, man. Nobody talking to you. Okay? Hey, I wanted to ask you, what do you think about the Panther, Bakeley?
I've not watched it yet.
I thought you said you saw it yet.
No, I didn't say I see it. I was telling Sam and Tracy not to give too much because I plan to watch it tomorrow.
Okay. Now, what are your thoughts on that, Donald Trump's response to that Florida incident, that shooting? What is your response to that, Bakeley?
He said all the right things, Terrence, mental health and all of that. So, that's my thinking on it. But we've exhausted that a lot.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Thanks a lot, Bakeley.
Thank you. All right. Sam Riddle and Tracy Martin, we're going on a quick break. We'll be right back here with our round table, the Friday round table. We'll be right back. And don't forget, Black Panther, this weekend, lots of people. Forbes magazine, I just read an article said, the reason why it's sold out, Black folks, churches, schools, we are all buying tickets.
I think that's fantastic. And, people are even dressing up, to go to the
A
movie.
monumental show of solidarity.
Yeah, they're dressing up in African attire.